Well, well, well. Ethan remembered his password for the h3h3Productions channel. Hey everyone, how you guys doing? It's Fusion Tony. I'm hoping you guys are doing well. I saw this video earlier that Ethan dropped, and he was hyping up this content nuke he has on Hasan, and it's safe to say that a lot of his former fans, they were already ready to dunk it, and I already gave my review on it. I give it a mixed feelings. As I don't know, I kind of feel that there's like pros and cons for each Hassan and Ethan, and it's just pretty childish. I'm sorry. So what else can I say? Oh yeah, I want to watch it again and kind of analyze it with you guys. And there was some inconsistencies that I saw as well that Ethan kind of took out of context to kind of give you guys insight. All right, let's go. It felt super surreal. Like Ethan, like the editing style, it was like back in 2016. The people that did like this were a lot of the old fans, and it kind of shows that Ethan kind of like flip flops a lot. And that's something that I said as well. Let's go.
Why am I held accountable? God forbid you throw up the fucking green Hamas banner. Happy birthday to you. I'm quick. Happy birthday from Twitch, Hasan. Happy birthday from Twitch.
All right.
Oh, hi there.
It's like the old editing style, like the way the computer's like framed and stuff like that. That's what's like the old H3. It feels so surreal. I kind of feel that time is kind of gone now since Ethan kind of showed who he really was. That if he needs to be an SJW, he'll be an SJW. If he needs to go back to the commentary bros, he'll go back to the commentary bros. And I don't know, I just feel jaded from that.
It's me, your old friend, Ethan Klein. It's been a while since we've last spoken. In that time, I've had 3 kids, all boys. I've lost 100 pounds, and I've pissed off 75% of the internet. Probably a lot of you guys too. Actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas. Someone should Oh yeah, and I got a tattoo also, so I'm cool like that now. Left or right, I always thought that, despite our differences, there was one thing we could all agree on. And what was that? That we love America and everything she stands for. Mom and Dad and apple pie. Sure, there's plenty to criticize and endless things to improve, but I thought it was about making a more perfect union, not tearing it down. The thing is, there's something kind of scary brewing in America. Communism. That's America. That's America to me. I started a show a couple of years ago with my acquaintance, Hasan Piker. You might remember him from such classics as
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it, I'm saying it. Yeah, kill them. Kill those motherfuckers in a video game. Sorry. Holy shit. That's not what I said. You dumb cracker bitch.
and of course, The Leftovers podcast, which was our show, which we made broadly to goof on the
Oh
anti-civil
my
rights. Now, to
god,
be fair, I
dude!
knew
Like
all this
ever since the H3 podcast and then the spin-offs, it's just been chaotic. It's kind of going in full circle now.
jokes at the time we made the show together, because who am I to judge?
There was Ethan Klein being a delightful human being.
I was just going to say, if there's another Holocaust, if they start rounding up the Jews again, I hope Ben gets... He presents himself as someone like me, a left-leaning Democrat who supports basic things. And we went on making the show for about 2 years, and everything was good. Everyone was having fun, the audience was having fun, no problem. That was until this happened. We were doing our regular show, and for the first time I noticed an inordinate amount of radical, hardcore leftists. I mean, I thought we were social democrats, not whatever this was. I don't hate the idea of like people who can be successful. I think it's good that people can achieve success in the term monetary success. I mean, that's what that means, right? I do. There's nothing wrong with that.
Because I see so many people in the chat saying no.
I don't know what y'all are tripping about. Like, what the fuck?
The thing about like the chat is what Ethan is describing is basically Hassan, but then like the chat is really inconsistent. They will say they don't believe in people being successful, but then they say Hassan worked hard for what he has, and yeah, it's just like there's no winning the audience. Oh, let me see something real quick. Oh my god. Oh, that black border's there. Never mind. Never mind.
Fuck you.
What is the idea that
you guys
people are looking for?
You guys are all like radical communists? There's that many radical communists? Suck it, chat.
My question is, how is he not aware of this? How was he not aware of this? Like, even before, like, when I knew about Hasan before he was on H3, I know he was pretty, I know he was pretty radical. I don't know how Ethan didn't see it. We all could see it.
You're watching a capitalist pig. Deal with it.
And then this happened. This comment from Hasan really started to sound some alarms in my head.
If you're in a socialist country with multiple parties, and one of the parties is a capitalist party, which would surely exist, what would you do if that party started gaining momentum?
The solution to that would always be education and offering more
Re-education?
Re-education, certainly, yeah. There should be an enforcement mechanism, and in that enforcement mechanism, I think like rehabilitation, which would include re-education as well.
If putting capitalists in re-education camps isn't disturbing enough, I started to notice that Hasan was carrying a lot of water for communist states' war crimes and genocides.
What do you call Crimea? I call it a part of Russian territory, bitch. That's what I call Crimea. I call it Crimea River, a Russian river. The annexation of Crimea is absolutely a justifiable annexation. Tibet was literally a fucking feudal slave mandate. Autonomous zone.
China did them a favor.
That was one. I mean, in America, when I say something like this, people get very upset. You know, we talk about the Dalai Lama saying "suck my tongue" or whatever, but like that's not far from the norm in fucking normal Tibetan existence before the Communist Party came in and
So China unilaterally took over Tibet,
like
squelched their culture. They basically are trying to, homogenize the culture.
If your culture,
they're trying to swell the religion and the identity.
The part of feudal warlords and slavery, abolishing that, yes, I do think that is good.
No, China did them a favor.
This is a good way to describe Taiwan as well. The American federal government going to the fucking South and killing, unfortunately not all of them, but a decent amount of slavers and defenders of slavery. This is violent retribution from a powerful federal government that squashed, okay?
Tibet is the South in the Civil War?
Yes.
And most disturbingly, a complete whitewashing of the Chinese genocide against their Muslim minority group, the Uyghurs.
Don't they have Uyghur death camps? Is that?
It's not a death camp. They were re-education camps, and they are no longer in operation.
Is that
according
true?
to the Associated Press?
Okay. I saw this crazy documentary, and I don't know. I don't know the surrounding.
Yeah, that's like the thing with Hasan, that he kind of doubles down whether he has like the facts or not. He just wants to be a contrarian as he can possibly be.
Narrative or anything about it, but it was about there was doctors in the area. They would be able to procure organs.
No, no.
I'm telling you, they were in China with.
Okay, that one is like Shen Yun.
They're like, we could get you an organ from a Uyghur. But why is that? Is that really that crazy?
The Associated Press quietly fucking wrote an article that didn't get a lot of coverage in mainstream media about how, like, okay, well, all the concentration camps have been closed now. It's like all the re-education camps are closed now in fucking Xinjiang, and it's like very different vibes in Xinjiang. And now, it's the tourism hour.
Let's see what the Associated Press actually had to say about this. These are all AP articles from the last 2 years. UK independent body reports China committed genocide in Xinjiang. China sanctioned a U.S. research firm and 2 individuals over a report about the human rights violations in Xinjiang.
It's the tourism hour.
To China's fury, UN accuses Beijing of Uyghur rights abuses.
Tourism hour.
Uyghur County in China has the highest prison rate in the world. 1 in 25 people is in a Chinese prison.
It's the tourism hour.
48 Uyghurs detained in Thailand for almost 11 years on hunger strike who protest their imminent deportation to China, where they face imprisonment or execution.
Not only does this AP article seem not to exist, reading the AP proved exactly the opposite. Hasan has happily eaten up the Chinese propaganda on this and has regurgitated it to his mainstream audience. Why is he defending China's genocide of their Muslim population? How does this even make sense? It only makes sense if A, he's being paid, or B, he has the political complexities of a 5-year-old.
I low-key think Hasan is being paid. Like, he's being given like some shadow money or something. That's kind of the vibes that he's kind of giving me.
America bad is a meme that people laugh at online. But with Hasan, this does actually seem to be the beginning and the end of his analysis.
2 principles. Let me explain to you. 2 principles that you should keep with you, coming from a person who's Turkish, okay? When you look at a situation in the Middle East, you look at what the local government is and who the Western forces are. Never align with the Western forces. So when I look at other countries, I look at the regional actor, whoever the regional power player is, and then I look at who is backed by the Western superpowers. That's a principle that you could take home with you. If you want to actually be moral, or if you want to be smart about the way you analyze other countries, that's one basic principle that you can take home with you. All of a sudden, magically, you are above.
I just think when it comes to the powers that be, it's always like in a gray area. Like, when Hasan has this condescending tone, that's kind of the thing that makes people get turned off by it.
On your foreign policy analysis, you're going to be better off than 90% of people that
You should definitely do your own
After seeing
homework
all
with
of this,
this.
I was already getting uncomfortable with our partnership.
I started to wonder if I had any idea who this guy actually is.
And then, this happened.
We have breaking news out of Israel this morning where Hamas has launched a surprise attack within
this is the
Israel's
big
borders
one.
overnight.
After the shock of October 7th, I noticed a huge increase of anti-Semitic comments from Hasan's stream and Discord, including from his head mod. I was disturbed that Hasan was seemingly okay with this.
Can you, like, do you care that all your chat is calling you racist? Do you make any attempt to modify?
I have not looked at my chat.
Moderate that at
I have
all?
not looked at my chat at all, but you
I
have
just
to
opened it, but don't you have moderators? Do you care at all about what your audience says about
There's
me?
32,000 people in here right now.
I'm just trying to tell you guys how it feels. And I'm fucking shocked that you don't care that people in your chat are saying, who the fuck is this child, cold, arrogant, and
Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do.
How can you be surprised when your Discord is literally full of fucking
Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do if you're making that argument. You know that, right? Like,
Hasan's chat had been calling me a Zionist, baby-killing genocider. Maybe it is unreasonable that I'm asking him to moderate his chat for a friend. He doesn't even know where I'm coming from because it's not something he would ever ask for.
and all these other content creators.
Nah, bro, he needs his money flow. He's not getting rid of his money flow.
You know, whipping their communities when their chat is going fucking absolutely bananas over random dumb shit and bringing my name up for no fucking reason. That you were just allowing that shit to run rampant in your chat, and I thought that was fucked up. Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do, especially as someone who thought we were fucking friends. I think that's a reasonable expectation from someone who you consider to be a friend.
The problem wasn't that he was pro-Palestinian, because I share a lot of those views, and I've been a stalwart supporter of the Palestinian cause for many years.
Give me a minute. I'll be right back. Oakley Dokley.
problem with Hasan's coverage, and a lot of people like him, was their complete lack of empathy for the Jewish people who were frankly slaughtered by Hamas. He refused to show even a crumb of empathy for the Jewish victims. But listen to what this guy has to say.
As you might have seen, there was some sort of rave or desert party where they were having a great time until the resistance came in electrified hang gliders and took at least several dozen hipsters. But I'm sure they're doing very fine despite what the New York Post says. But nobody had seen this coming.
I mean, that's insane, right?
I haven't even. Yeah. Okay. Like.
Okay.
I don't.
I'm just criticizing people. You don't have to comment if you're not comfortable about it. I honestly
Yeah, this is where like the tension started showing.
Humans. But this dude just called babies militants.
No, I understand, and there are baby settlers as well. But there are baby settlers as well. There are babies in the settlements.
Part of running defense for Hamas is downplaying the violence, specifically the sexual violence, which he's done a lot of.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much. So that's the other part of this problem that many people can't contend with. Like, the Palestinian resistance is not perfect. They're not, like, so good. They have magical bullets. The Palestinian resistance is not perfect. They're not, like, so good. They have magical bullets.
Oh my God, Ethan.
Perfect. Of course, if you compare the raw numbers, Gazans have lost a lot more than Israelis. 40,000 people have died, and neighborhoods have been completely flattened during this war. And while we should keep their plight at the top of our minds at all time, it also doesn't mean that we should disregard the lives of the Jewish people who are also affected by this, even if their suffering on the whole is not as great.
I think overall it's just bad for any civilians. Like, it is really bad. And Hasan can't really find a way to balance it out because he wants to please that side of the audience.
Some of you may know that I'm an Israeli dual citizen. My wife is Israeli, my kids are half Israeli, and my entire in-law is Israeli. I lived there for 5 years, and I grew a closeness with the country and its people. One of the biggest issues between me, Hasan, and his community was that I am in favor of a two-state solution, while they are in favor of a one-state solution. Their theory is that after the October 7th attack, Israel should just dissolve its borders and let Hamas enter Israel unrestrained.
What do you think Israel should have done in response to October 7th?
Instead of indiscriminately bombing Gaza, I think the first thing to do in that situation would be to dismantle the government in the way that it existed, like get Netanyahu out of power.
Okay. So you're saying Israel, in response, hold on, dude. You're saying in response to this terrorist attack, Israel should have dismantled their own government.
The first set of actions would be to democratically take Netanyahu out of power. Yes.
The problem is that Israel's been at war with its neighbors for 70 plus years, and it makes a lot of sense that there'd be some distrust there. Is it really insane to think that Jews, as an ethnic minority in Israel, would not be safe? After all, Israel is a country of refugees. If the Jews didn't come from Europe after the Holocaust, they came from the surrounding Arab countries that expelled them in massive amounts following the 1948 war. In fact, there was more Jews displaced than Palestinians during the Nakba. 1 million Jews. All of these surrounding Arab countries had vibrant Jewish communities in huge number, hundreds of thousands. Now, if you look at them, you're looking at close to, if not literally, 0 Jews left in these countries.
Just to give you an idea, here's a visual representation of the Jewish refugees after 1948. Morocco had 265,000 Jews. Now it has 2,000. Algeria had 140,000. Now it has about 50. Iraq had 150,000 Jews. Now 10. And I want to give a special shout out to my boy over in Afghanistan, one known Jew. We know him. We love him. He's the one Afghan Jew.
They were forced to leave their homes, their lives, their property, and migrate to the only place in the world that would accept them, which was Israel. The irony of this whole situation is that after the 1948 war, when Israel won the war to declare its independence, the Arab countries got super anti-Semitic against their own Jewish citizenry that had nothing to do with Israel. And as a result, they kicked them all out, 1 million plus of them, and forced them to go the one place they hated the most, Israel. And now those same people that forced them out of their homes are telling them they don't belong there. So if the Jews of Israel are surrounded by Islamic militant terrorist groups that have stated their goal is to annihilate Israel as a Jewish state, and considering the historical context of Jews being pogromed from Arab countries, is it really that crazy for them to not feel safe as an ethnic minority, even a little bit? And that's pretty much the entirety of our disagreement. Despite what you've read on TikTok and Twitter, I've donated $6,500 to a Palestinian charity after the war started.
Hey, Ethan Klein, thank you for the dono. Ethan Klein gave $6,500. My goat. Thank you, Ethan.
Condemned Netanyahu as a war criminal. They're led by Netanyahu, who should resign in disgrace and go to prison for being a war criminal. Called the West Bank settlements an abomination. Settlers in the West Bank are religious zealots. They're monsters. They're genocidal. I've even said the West Bank settlers are valid military targets. When you talk about like colonial settlers and stuff, like that's what's actually happening in the West Bank right now. And these people are more or less valid military targets, in my opinion. My only crime is wanting a two-state solution instead of one, and thinking it's not okay.
Yeah, that's like the deal breaker with Hasan's fans.
A Nazi Zionist. And because of Hasan and others spreading this malicious lie about my beliefs, I'm even getting harassed on the street.
So how come you don't like Palestine?
I like Palestine.
No, you don't.
Why do you say that?
Because, bro, you're... wasn't she in the IDF?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that's crazy.
Mandatory service.
That's sad. That's terrorism, bro.
She was born there.
That's sad. I feel bad for you guys. Ethan Klein, bro, you're ugly as fuck, bro. You're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist, bro. You look like a fucking rapist, Ethan. Feel bad for you guys. Get the clients, bro. You're humble as fuck, bro.
What are you doing harassing these people? That's just like...
all these coward Americans in the South trying to act like they're so tough. Oh, I'm American. Oh, you don't even run your own country. You don't run your own country, bro. You don't run your own country. A foreign country named Israel runs your country. Oh my God, bro. I love you, Hasan. Can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so sweet, bro.
I love you, bro.
I'm so sweet.
I love you, bro. I have to interview you. You're like you're my hero, bro. I love you. Bro, you're the coolest guy in the world, bro. Hold on, I think I look gay now.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Hold on, I think I look gay now.
Okay.
The funny thing about me, I don't like terrorism.
Oh my
I
God.
don't like terrorists. If they're Jews, Christians, Muslims, they're all bad. What is terrorism? It's intentionally targeting civilian population for political goals. I don't like it. None of it. And over time, I started to learn that my co-host, he really likes terrorists.
They do musicals. They're very musical people. Are you being serious? Dog, what do you look? You think I'm
This is a drill music video. I made a joke that this is drill music.
Like they started targeting shit.
People on this helicopter right now?
Yes, they're streaming this. Yeah, they're flexing.
What? And they're coming in hot with guns.
Yeah, but you have to understand this is a deterrent. We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
Hezbollah is a paramilitary organization.
Do you like them or no?
I don't have an issue with them. Let's just say, but they are a terrorist organization. Like they're designated. They are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
I do not like them then.
Well,
He is regarded as a pretty brilliant a person in terms of like everything that he's done.
Then I saw clips like this where Hasan is explaining how he's hiding his power level to funnel in normies into radicalization.
I think that in the short term, in order to combat against that, you have to advocate for a much lighter form of propaganda. You want America, in the way that I feel about it, and if you want America to get out of the way for places with more revolutionary potential to do what they would normally do, I think that, you know, one thing you have to do is advocate for a lighter form while simultaneously still doing agitated propaganda that goes beyond, you know, social democratic idea.
I just wanted to put emphasis on the exact point of the so-called radicalization funnel, where, for example, Hasan and JT catch them while they're young, as they say, and then they start looking into this new idea, etc., and then move forwards through the funnel, get more and more informed, get more and more radicalized. Now, you do your part in the funnel for the cause, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. You're doing, in my modest opinion, a great thing for the cause.
Now listen to Hasan during our very first conversation.
Yeah, that's like the thing is that it's kind of like the Trojan horse method where he kind of is friendly with you, but then he kind of like, he shows his true colors once he kind of gets a certain level of influence. That's why he doesn't really control his fans, because they know, he knows his fans could disrupt his enemies.
Lie to me about how he's a social democrat to hide his power level.
We should move towards a Sweden-style economy or a Norway-style economy, which would be a social democracy. You have to advocate for a much lighter form of propaganda.
But yeah, I don't disagree with like that kind of style.
Catch them while they're young, as they say.
And protections for workers, like higher unionization rates. A lighter form, while simultaneously still doing agitated propaganda that goes beyond social democratic ideas.
Hell, he's proclaimed it loudly that he is a self-described propagandist.
I'm a propagandist.
Well, no, I'm not calling
I'm a
propagandist. I'm just saying. I'm going to play you.
I'm saying I am.
Okay, well then,
I'm saying I am.
I just
before
want
you
to
even play it.
A propagandist is much more than someone with a bias. It's someone who knowingly lies to further their political agenda.
And then I had a terrifying vision. Had I been duped? Was Hasan presenting a Trojan horse to my community, where he was just a left-leaning Democrat like myself, and as he said in the previous video, was funneling them into radicalization and turning them against me?
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the fucking planet, dude.
I learned how much he hates liberals.
Dude, I hate liberals, dude. I hate them. I hate them so viciously.
Did he secretly despise me this whole time?
I'm sorry, dude. I hate liberals so much.
Did this man sit next to me for 2 years and pretend to be my friend?
Dude, liberals are a burden on this planet, dude.
Liberals are the most, like, scummy...
Yeah, like Hasan's idea is kind of like, in terms of build or destroy, Hasan's idea is to kind of destroy and then rebuild again, but I'm more in favor, like Ethan was saying, kind of bringing people together. That's just my idea.
Vile fucking idiots liberals are incredibly stupid and hate these petulant liberals, dumb fucking liberals.
What else is someone this sociopathic capable of?
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the fucking planet.
Was I being manipulated this whole time?
That was my fear anyway. Regardless of his true beliefs, that broke my trust in him, and I pretty much ended the show immediately. And I felt guilty for my participation in mainstreaming Hasan. And for that, I apologize. I should have done more research, and I should have looked more deeply into who I was getting in bed with before they gave me chlamydia. Sorry, Hila. Over the past year since the show ended, I continue to watch Hasan platform, promote, and propagandize terrorist organizations. And every time it happened on Twitch, I would say, man, this time surely he went too far, and someone's got to do something. But as the time went on, nothing happened, and his views got more and more radical and more disturbing. I feel it's my obligation, after mainstreaming someone like Hasan, to take this on. And so it was war. Nuclear war.
I stand before you following the footsteps of intellectual giants.
One thing
as
we've been hearing
nothing
for weeks.
but a simple man.
Now,
a
is
simple
that
man
the
who
left
understands
needs to Joe
right
Rogan.
from wrong.
Yeah.
You're an important, influential voice to lots of people.
I'm an idiot, I'm a dumb bimbo, I don't know what I'm talking about. I've got dumb things, like it's not. As a matter of fact, I seek it out because I make content. I think it's funny and fun.
Oh my god, this editing, bro. This editing is crazy work.
Thank you to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. ExpressVPN is an app that lets you change your location. Let's see what you can do with this power. You can sign up for Netflix from a different country, but why would you want to do that?
The influencers, Hasan, nice to see you. Frogan, front row. I am here.
Oh no, bro's got his whole ops here.
Opportunity. We have not tapped this market yet. Now, don't panic, okay? Because you're going to want to panic when I tell you, but listen and learn. Who's billions of dollars, eager to spend it? And what, people are too cowardly to reach out and take the money?
Not us.
Terrorism. Terrorism. Which is perfect. You could broadcast it straight into the veins of 18 to 35-year-old men. So here's what I'm suggesting. Hasan Piker. Yeah, we'll get drinks after the show. No, you. He's such a great guy. No, you. Give it up for Hasan Piker, everybody. Happy birthday, buddy. This dude can package anti-Semitism and anti-Americanism like nobody else. In fact, you guys got him on the front page. And he's doing terrorism for free. Basically, gentlemen and gentleladies, Frogan, you look good today, girl.
Babe.
Girl, you look good. Great job on that Arab tier list. That was good. How much we get for that? Yo, you got 10 million from Qatar for that? That's what I'm talking about.
What is this edit, bro?
With help from people like Hasan.
Oh my
Terrorism
god.
is like in the eyes of the beholder, right? They're not terrorists. They're go ahead. Go ahead. He knows. Freedom fighters, guys. We are fighting for freedom. What about the rapes and the murders? Don't mention that. What's wrong with you? And another one. The resistance isn't perfect. Right? You gotta crack some eggs, man. Hasan, you know Socialism didn't buy you that car.
If I knew that this is what communism would be in
Oh my god, that freaking...
Abort is the symbol of the capitalist excess.
Abort.
What is he thinking? You guys actually believe this idiot is a socialist? Forget your religion. Hasan is the opiate of the masses. Straight to the gulag.
Oh, straight to the gulag for that poor stray kid.
Dog. This breed's stunning fluffy coat comes with a price. Chow-chows.
Oh my god, I'm sorry, that was funny.
But those are expensive. The point is, we have the biggest political streamer on our platform that is influencing media and influencing young kids everywhere. If we can normalize terrorism, if we could rebrand it, then fuck the U.S. Navy. You know how much those guys don't pay shit. You see the Army ads on Twitch? The Army, it's fucking broke, dude. I'll tell you who loves America more than the Army. Qatar. Well, I don't know if love's the right word, but they're paying more. Good CPMs coming out of Qatar. But you kids love anime, right? Can't get enough of it. Man, look at what we've already done with Hasan. You're the fucking man, dude. Happy birthday again, man. Now, we got a big party for you after. No, don't do it. Let's wait, because we got a big party and a cake and
Oh my god, Ethan.
Prostitutes, too. Don't tell anyone. That's part of the past. Look what we've done already. This Houthi pirate. I mean, who are you kidding? This guy's a fucking terrorist. He literally tweeting out he wants to kill Jews and put their heads on pikes. And somehow, not somehow, because of his genius, we have rebranded the Houthi fucking pirates, the Houthi terrorist organization. Yeah, the Islamic fundamentalists. Death to America. Curse upon the Jews. That's right. That's the Jolly Roger of this man here. None other than Monkey D. Luffy. So let's get out there, guys. And let's make 2025 our biggest year, guys. Come on, guys. The resistance isn't perfect. The resistance isn't perfect. Yeah, let's get them. If you want to know where on the political spectrum Hasan sits, take a look at a recent media analysis by Ad Fonte, which rated Hasan as the most extreme.
Oh my god. Jeez, bro. Contains misleading info. What is Asfante Media? I gotta look that up real quick. Hold on. Tucker Carlson X. Why is Hasan? He's in the misleading info. Contains inaccurate, fabricated info. Goodness sake. Dang, bro. That is. Oh my god. If you're getting clout, that's just like a way to go. Is this real? Oh, it's like a media bias chart. Okay. Wait, I gotta look at Hasan. Oh yeah, they did put him. Oh my God, Hasan is placed in the Tucker Carlson in Twitter.
Left-wing, untrustworthy media source on the internet. And to give you an idea,
Oh my
he is
God.
opposite of InfoWars. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell
Oh
you that
my
Hasan loves all the
God.
terrorists, but what I will say is that there isn't many he don't like. Let's start with our good friend Luffy here and his organization, the Houthis. And yes, this is what it looks like. They are hiling Hitler. The Houthis are an Islamic military group. They're known for their cruel measures, forcibly recruiting child soldiers, shelling civilian areas, and blocking food from entering already famine-ruined parts of Yemen. They've also set up landmines in agricultural spots, making the fields virtually worthless. Women have virtually no rights, and homosexuality, of course, is punishable by death. That lines up with leftist values. Now, just how little rights do women in the Houthis' Yemen have? Well, according to this, there's been 1,181 violations committed by Houthi rebels against women, including torture, rape, and murder. So, not great. The Houthis have a very wholesome flag, as you can see here. It says, translated, Allah Akbar, death to America, death to Israel, and a curse upon the Jews. And that's all of them, not just the ones in Israel. And of course, victory to Islam. I get amused when these terrorists are like, we hate Jews, we want to kill Jews. And then people like Hasan are like, you're fucking racist for saying that they just want to kill Jews and that they're terrorists, man.
Yeah, like the thing with this is, like I said, it's like in the gray area in terms of morals. That Ethan is pretty critical of a lot of these organizations, but then you look at what like Hasan says the West has done to kind of interfere with this stuff. Like, you kind of put two and two together, and there really isn't like a right answer from between them, because it's just it's a whole big mess.
What you meant to say is Hezbollah is Muslim.
You're not thinking deep enough about this topic.
My criticisms of the Houthis' slogan do not factor into what they are doing. Of course, it is anti-Semitic, but contextualizing it matters. Yeah, it's really interesting because, like, that is such Western-focused propaganda. Like, for a Palestinian to arrive at anti-Semitic opinions, okay, they don't need to read Mein Kampf.
Oh, I almost forgot the most fun one. They brought back slavery.
Do you think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do?
That lines up with leftist values. All right, so these guys are clearly the bad guys. So my question is, how does Hasan cover such a genocidal, violent, misogynistic, homophobic, terroristic organization?
Oh, you want to see a Houthi musical? Sure. These were the people that the Saudis were killing, by the way, just so you know. These fucking musically gifted individuals. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna grab my food.
Bro, this is drill music.
I'm so confused. What is
Kind of slaps. Not gonna lie.
Hasan just played straight up terrorist propaganda without even being there to analyze it. Surely this must be against terms of service. Twitch does not allow content that depicts, glorifies, encourages, or supports terrorism or violent extremist actors. For example, displaying or linking terrorist or extremist propaganda even for the purpose of denouncing such content. Denouncing? Okay, but what's the rule for endorsing it? Is that okay? The answer is yes, as Hasan was never punished for this blatant violation of Twitch community guidelines. Got it. So denouncing?
Yeah, there definitely is favoritism. I never deny that. I saw it from a mile away when Twitch, they can really enforce their policy equally on everybody. There's like favoritism.
Terrorism is bad. Don't do that. Endorsing terrorism is good. Okay, got it, Twitch.
This is a 3-minute video of... What do you mean a music video?
Low-key, I would probably just meme with this, because I like memeing with songs like that. Like when I see it on Twitter, it's like was it I don't know if it was Al Qaeda or ISIS that were like dancing to Drake. I forgot which one it was. Like, I don't take it that serious, but like, what you could definitely see what Hasan is doing here.
When you said music video, I'm expecting like bad example, Chris Brown dancing.
No. They do musicals.
This is drill. This is a drill music video, but in the Middle East.
They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Dog, look, you think I made this?
I know they're singing, but I'm seeing this guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hasan.
No, it is.
It is a music. It's a drill music video. Come on, guy. You got to get with the program.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I've got this. Instead of terrorist propaganda, let's call it musicals.
They do musicals.
Instead of violent jihadists, let's call them musically talented people.
They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Guys, let's just use our brains.
I like how his friend is so confused. Like, what is going on?
We can't put these Houthis on Broadway.
Well, they go, listen, you want to fucking bring a ship through here? We're going to take it. So that's exactly what the Houthis start doing. They start fucking sending in helicopters onto fucking ships. Bro, They fucking look at this. They got the Palestinian flag that they painted under the helicopter, the Yemen flag. They fucking overtake. They start overtaking the ships, and they're like, "Guess what, dog? No more trade to Israel. If you are sending ships into Israel, if you are owned by an Israeli subsidiary, if you're owned by an Israeli corporation, we're gonna take over your ship. You cannot fucking use this trade route anymore.
Bro, what is Willie
Guess what, bitch? It's our
saying?
fucking territorial boundary, and we're gonna enforce this until you stop doing genocide in Gaza."
So let's review his claims. His first claim is that the boat is headed for Israel. It's not. It's going from Turkey to India. Next claim is that it's owned by an Israeli company. It's not. It's being chartered by a Japanese company, and the boat's owners are registered in the Isle of Man. I'd like to remind everybody that the crew that's kidnapped in this video has been missing for over a year now with zero updates on their health, whereabouts, or anything. That lines up with leftist values. Hasan's third claim is that this attack happened in their territorial waters, which is also a lie. It happened in international waters. Hasan is lying for the Houthis like he's being paid. And honestly, at this point, is he?
I'm a propagandist.
Well, no,
For the record.
no, I'm not calling
I'm a
it out.
propagandist.
This is like a hostile. They're streaming this?
Yeah. Yeah, they're flexing.
What? And they're coming in hot with guns.
Yeah, but you have to understand, this is a deterrence. Israeli society is going to start getting upset. They're going to be like, I can't get my treats. I can't get my Amazon Prime deliveries. What the fuck is going on? I hate this. Israel sucks. I'm leaving Israel. That's the goal.
I find it disturbing that Hasan thinks that a slowdown of imports is going to cause Jews to flee Israel. 80% of Israelis were born there and do not have citizenship anywhere else. So where do you want them to go, Hasan? Back to Poland or back to the Arab countries they were forced out of?
Israel sucks. I'm leaving Israel. That's the goal.
By telling the Jews of
Oh my god, they made AR art of Hasan with these groups. Oh my god.
Israel to go back where they came from, Hasan attempts to deny Jewish heritage in the Middle East. It characterizes them not as indigenous, but as white colonizers. This is despite the fact that 60% of Jews in Israel are actually native to the Middle East.
This is wild.
So these guys did all of this, right? They did all of this.
Is that their helicopter?
Yeah.
That looks like a legit helicopter.
It is a legit helicopter.
This is wild.
So they take it over, they take it over, they take it over, and they tell the people in the ship, it's usually like mostly Filipino people, Filipino crews, and they're like, all right, we got no problems with you, but you're coming with us, we're taking over the ship.
What an incredible way to characterize having a gun in your face. Hasan is asking us not to believe our own eyes as we watch.
Ethan is mad at Hasan for lying about being a social democrat. I have never felt more unemployed than this. Honestly, though, I'm gonna be real. After the stream, I'm really gonna stop with this whole drama stuff because it just made me realize how childish this all is.
Watch terrorists hostilely kidnap the crew.
We got no problems with you, but you're coming with us, we're taking over the ship.
And once again, the crew is still MIA for over a year. Prisoners to...
Actually, Willie Mack actually corrected this on Twitter. I don't know if you guys could see that. Well, what he says here is Ethan is factually just getting information wrong in this video. The Houthis released a crew of the Galaxy Leader this year. They are not missing. The international community visited them in September to make sure they were alive. And Augie is like, so they were released 8 days ago, and yeah, like what Augie's trying to reinforce here, he just wants to he wants to do this kind of ride or die thing with Ethan, but I'm gonna be honest, I want to be fair with this because it kind of shows how everything is.
To a terrorist organization. But don't worry, guys. Hasan says they have no problem with them.
They're like, all right, we got no problems with you, but you're coming with us.
Oh my goodness.
Video of, what do you mean music video? When you say music video, I'm expecting like, are you being serious? I know they're singing, but I'm seeing these guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hasan.
Bro is like hella confused what's going on.
I bet Hasan's friend really appreciated being fed terrorist propaganda on camera. Let's see what he had to say.
Because hell, even a couple days ago, I was hanging out with my buddy Hasan, and this guy unironically put a terrorist propaganda music video on and then left the room.
Left the room?
Yeah, and I was just like, and the thing is, like, in hindsight, it's hilarious, But at the same time, I'm like, what is going on here? This is wild to me. Yeah. But like, I just like, he was like, yo, they're such great dancers. Like,
oh my god.
I was like, okay.
Wait, is that how it works? If you watch like,
Yeah, that's a thing that I noticed. Like a lot of people that aren't familiar with Hasan, once they go on his stream, they get really confused. Like, what is going on here? Because what we see and what they see are two different versions of Hasan. And it's like he has like a different persona for everybody that he's around.
like a
a politics TikTok, you get recommended Hasan right after? Is that how it works? Bro, he's all over this page.
I think somebody kind of said, because I did watch the Willie Mack videos, and somebody said that Ethan kind of did like a copy and paste of his videos, and I kind of do agree. Like a lot of the information and format is what Willie Mack was talking about Hasan.
That's crazy. Click it. Dude, Hasan be saying some wild stuff, man. So I don't know if we can.
Here's another incident of Hasan enjoying some.
Bro, like I swear, sometimes when I want to stream things about like maybe like throwing Hasan in there, I really can't because he is really off the wall with what he says.
Houthi propaganda.
Okay, we got some more Joe music.
How can they not agree with the Houthis when this is the kind of music video that they're coming out with? They got a beautiful voice too. Yeah, Israel been real quiet since this dropped, dude. The fucking
Low-key, I've been listening to like Arabic drill. It's actually pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Not this Arabic drill, just like some other rappers that are not really affiliated like this.
mixtape.
Oh, Hasan, my sweet, naive friend.
That I'm
You say
aware
that
of.
Jews don't sing and dance like that? Then what the fuck do you call this? That's right, bitch.
Oh my god. Bro, this is like the old school Ethan.
Yeah, Israel been real quiet since this dropped, dude. The fucking mixtape.
On the MLG edits, jeez.
Got a beautiful voice too. Israel been real quiet since this dropped, dude. Israel been real quiet since this dropped, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got
Oh my god, bro, the old school edit.
It's been real quiet since
Ethan, what are you doing, bro?
Now we come to our sweet, beautiful, cute little TikTok twink. This hairless young man is the fantasy of every tween and twix and all the boys and girls on TikTok. He's cute. He's got a mustache. He's a freedom fighter. Beautiful eyes. They call him Tim Houthi Chalamet because he's a Houthi.
Bro, are we about to have a Houthi rebel on stream? Yes, brother. What do you mean? Excuse me. Of course I'm about to have a... I'm a journalist, okay? This is journalism. It's so weird. It's so weird. Motherfuckers want journalism, and when I'm trying to do journalism, they go, why are you doing that? Bro, you are going to get banned? I think it would be ridiculous to do that.
Hasan now has the opportunity to express his journalistic chops, to get his boots on the ground and show us just how good of a reporter he can be.
I'm doing journalism, chat. Does he know what One Piece is?
He's been watching it since he was a kid.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes, yes.
Bro, his chat is crazy, dog.
I love you. I love you so much.
We're big fans of the Yemeni music videos. You can tell him that. I want to ask him about the knife. The knives are sick. What's up with the knives? You know, the curved knives.
If one of those knives comes out in front of you, it's not going back until it has blood on it.
Oh, okay. My bad. Well, I mean, I think it's cool, though. That's so...
Overall, it was a PR nightmare to do this, I'm gonna be real.
crazy. So they're just chilling with the captains? Like, I don't understand.
The crews on these ships, and they like win them over with their charm, and they make them hate.
Yeah, whether it's a puff piece on either side, yeah. If it was an actual interview, I think it probably would have been more interesting, but it was really more of a puff piece.
America and the U.S. government.
That's so funny. I'm a journalist, okay? This is journalism. It's so weird. It's so weird. Motherfuckers want journalism, and when I'm trying to do journalism, they go, "Why are you doing that?" What do you mean? I'm just chilling. We're just having we're just vibing. Yeah, we're just vibing. We're vibing big time.
Hasan uncritically interviewed this kid for about an hour. It was the most brazen display of disgusting terrorist propaganda that I have maybe ever seen in Western media.
What has happened to? Does he know what has happened to any of the crews? Like I heard they.
Hasan almost asked a good question, but it's actually leading to the most obscene part of this interview.
He's saying he hasn't spent much time with Chinese people, but one of the captain was Chinese, and he did clots with them, and he danced to music with them, and he was vibing, so he likes them, yeah.
So I mean, what? That's so crazy. So they're just chilling with the captains? Like, I don't understand.
Ask yourself, why is he able to hang out with the captain and the crew of this pirated ship? Why would he even have access to that? Hasan knows why. Of course, he is a Houthi terrorist. Instead of challenging him and demanding more details about these kidnapped and missing people, he just runs defense for this guy, acting like he doesn't know why that would even happen.
He's saying that they win over the crews on these ships, and they like win them over with their charm, and they make them hate America and the U.S. government.
That's so funny.
It is super funny, the idea of kidnapped crew members who are being forced, probably at gunpoint, to do some death death to Americas and maybe some curse upon the Jews. And frankly, the callous disregard for the well-being of the literal hostages is shocking, even for somebody that loves terrorists.
That's so funny. Is there a KFC there? They're everywhere. I don't think there's a KFC in Yemen, dog.
He says they have two.
Oh, they do have KFC in Yemen? That's crazy. Okay, that's sick.
Is there a KFC in Yemen? No way, dude! Holy fuck! There's a KFC in Yemen! He's just
Oh my
like
god,
us!
Ethan.
Does he know what One Piece is?
What if he's been watching it since he was a kid?
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. That's fire. That's so fire. Oh my god. We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
You guys all remember Luffy's flag, right? Now, I'm only halfway through that show, so maybe I just
Luffy,
haven't come to it yet, but I do not remember Luffy's flag looking like this.
Oh my
Predictably,
god.
there was some blowback after this interview, and Hasan went immediately into damage control to rewrite history.
He said that he was just simply a Yemeni person and not a Houthi. Yeah, I mean, we don't even know if he's a Houthi or not. He's a teenager in Yemen. The dude is neither a Houthi, nor a terrorist, nor a pirate, is not a Houthi rebel. They didn't fucking call him a Houthi either. You want to know why? Because he's not one. He's not a Houthi himself. He's not a pirate, but, you know, I don't think he's not a pirate. He has reiterated the position that he is not a Houthi. Trust me, bro, I'm not Houthi. Be for real. You sucked him off.
Yeah, that's the thing. When Hasan actually does get exposed, he can't really admit he's wrong. That's like really an issue that I really had with Hasan. That the way he backtracks, it just shows how he really doesn't know how to take accountability. I mean, he will raise hell on you like his fans have done before to me, but when it comes to him trying to rectify his issues, he's too much of a coward to do so.
Off the entire stream. Not even a Houthi militant or anything like that. When I interviewed the dude, who they still to this day call a Houthi terrorist, Tim Houthi's not even a fucking Houthi. I thought he wasn't a Houthi because he's not. No, he was just some fucking Yemeni TikToker. Random fucking Yemeni teenager. Didn't you brand it as him being a Houthi interview though? Bro, are we about to have a Houthi rebel on stream? Yes, brother. What do you mean?
All right, let's just take Hasan's word for it and assume, okay, this kid is not a Houthi rebel. He's just some ordinary Yemen teenager. Let's go ahead and take a look at his social media and see if that lines up.
All right, let's see here. Tel Aviv will burn in the coming hours. Ready for sacrifice and eager for martyrdom. Maybe he's talking about football? Here he is singing a song with the words, "Do you threaten us with what we are waiting for, son of a Jew?" Meaning of Houthi is a title, and it's not something to fear, but for the Jews. They are very afraid of this title. The execution we will carry out on all Zionists, with the lovely depiction of a man impaled through his asshole and out of his mouth with a pike. Or, how Hasan likes to say it, a pike for a cut. Okay, why would he retweet this article called "Houthis use social media to boost global prominence and support"? Israel falls. Wait for the new operation in Tel Aviv. The Jaffa drone, which no Israeli defense can stop. The ships we bombed and sank. I know the red arrow is supposed to be a cool military Hamas thing. This is a butt plug. Just saying. To every Zionist, I will put this into your stomach. And let me state the obvious. Jew and Zionist is clearly interchangeable to this guy. Okay, but hating Jews doesn't make you a Houthi. Are you a soldier? Yes. That seems pretty definitive. You know what makes you a Houthi? Being a Houthi. At least one of the two of them is being honest about it.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. That's fire. And that's so fire. Oh my god. We think the Houthis is doing what Luffy would do. They're tweeting an image of a Jewish person on a pike. I don't understand why this problem can't be approached with nuance. Because he is a teenager in Yemen, dude.
Talk about the bigotry of low expectations. He's a kid in Yemen, dude. What do you expect? Of course he's going to want to put a pike through a Jew's asshole and through his mouth. That's just what kids in Yemen are like, man.
And also, what do you mean? It's just a person on a pike. There's no Jewish person on a pike on that photo, unless I saw something different.
Hasan claims this isn't even a Jewish person on the pike. How exactly is a naked piked person supposed to look like a Jew for you, Hasan? You know what? You're right.
Yeah, like, I keep on saying Hasan keeps downplaying a lot of the things. Like, if he just owned up to it, I don't think it would be a big deal.
Make it a little clearer for you. First, he needs a bigger nose, right, Hasan? Of course, he needs a yarmulke, the curly things. Oh, look, Hasan, he dropped his dreidel. He must be Jewish for sure. Or, you know, you could just read what he wrote, you dumbass, liar, terrorist-loving, propagandist piece of shit.
This is why.
Oh my
this
god,
entire
Ethan,
conversation
bro,
is
chill out.
It's not a Jewish person. He said, this is, I think, if we're, why am I held accountable for some random fucking 19-year-old in Yemen's tweets? What?
Not that I want to give Hasan and his fans too much credit, but well, some of the fans do kind of show their true colors, but when they talk about like the Zionist and what Ethan is trying to say, I don't really think they mean it in the sense that Ethan thinks that they do. I just think like Ethan really downplays like some of the stuff that his side tends to do that he doesn't really recognize.
What is happening? How
If that makes any
removed are
sense.
we from this situation?
Zero? I mean, you platformed him, do you not remember? Did the check not clear or something? When faced with fair criticism for his coverage of the Houthi Luffy, he has a total meltdown.
I fucking despise all of you, dude. I do. I really do. I hate all of you. You successfully got me to talk about this, and my patience is running thin on this matter. The endless selfishness The untapped well of American selfishness and American individualism is in full display. How is this a conversation that you want to have right now?
One of the most cynical methods Hasan deploys to sidestep any criticism is to deflect to the ongoing genocide in Gaza. I've seen him do this so many times. He frames it like you are selfish for trying to criticize him, no matter what the reason is, because there's a genocide happening, man. How can you criticize me at a time like this?
Claiming that I am, you know, too pro-Houthi. When someone is like focusing on that while there's an active fucking ethnic cleansing campaign happening. He also apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me interviewing a Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life. In the middle of fucking talking about fucking genocide in Gaza, and this dumb fuck. Blow your nose, brother. Love you. Not trying to be mean. Just keep some tissue in your...
Yeah, I think when Hasan does like the whole kind of like backtracking, and then he tries to bring in, but think about this, like, why are you thinking about like the things that are irrelevant? Yeah, that just hurts like more the cause, if anything. If he's like trying to downplay, like, I didn't say this, but think about this. That's just like a really weird tactic to use. Like, just be straight up. I don't know why it's so hard for him to be straight up.
Nearby, clear it out occasionally when needed. Much love. Fuck you, dude. My argument sucks. You think it justifies genocide? What are you, stupid? Everything that can be tangentially turned into like Jewish people are under attack is a decent way to just like drive discourse away from open genocide in Gaza. If your sole focus, when Israel is doing a complete genocide in Gaza, if your sole focus revolves around that people are saying you're a Zionist, yeah, go fucking yell at streamers for not covering sufficiently the ongoing active genocide in Gaza instead of coming in here and fucking chirping at me.
It's quite a charge to just say, I'm a stenographer for the Israeli government or I'm a propagandist. I don't think there's any evidence I'm either of those things. I'm curious who you think I'm doing
While we're having this conversation, 3,000... Piers, while we're having this back and forth, 3,840 Palestinians have been ruthlessly slaughtered in the last incursion into Gaza. I feel like this is an incredibly selfish, self-centered conversation to have.
This technique is so powerful because everyone's afraid of being labeled as a genocide denier. Pierce Morgan, with decades of experience, immediately surrenders when the genocide card is pulled.
When you're just a fucking stenographer, you're not a truth teller.
He has every right to defend himself. And grow a pair, Pierce. Stand up for yourself, man. It's time to stop being intimidated by these online overnight activists who couldn't even point to Gaza on a map before October 7th. Like Hasan, for example.
Doesn't know where Yemen is? Okay, I'm gonna click close. I'm closing it. I'm closing it. I think Nope. Got it.
How can you claim to actually care about this genocide when you're willing to so cynically exploit it to sidestep any criticism? What a bigot. Before we move on, Hasan has one final taste of idiocy for us all to enjoy.
Yeah. This kid is like, I think he was like 19 at the time.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a reach for me.
For most of his life, he has withstood genocide, right? Like he is a person whose only experience is like, it's literally
like, on one hand, I do get what Hasan is trying to say. Like, kind of look at the side from a lot of the youth. If you think about the youth that Hasan is trying to interview and talk about, that's basically their environment. They become like a product of their environment. It's kind of the same if I were to talk about like things that go on in the hood. I would kind of give that the same energy too, like something that's really out of your control, and try to understand where they're coming from, even if it's like a controversial thing. But you know, you still gotta learn from that perspective too.
like talking to fucking and.
But I just think the way Hasan tries to act and regurgitate these things, he does like a really poor job at.
Frank, basically, okay, being able to talk to Anne Frank in real time.
To quote Anne Frank, I keep my ideals because in spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart. Anne Frank continues to inspire generations of people because in the face of a genocide that eventually took her and her entire family's life, except for her dad, she refused to give in to hate, malice, and violence. And then there's this guy, who would have killed Anne Frank if he ever met her.
You might think this is a sweet, innocent girl. Well, I'm happy to tell you guys we are working on a new edition just for you, Hasan.
Yeah, who would really know? Like, I think we would need to learn more on the Tim guy's perspective and what he would think.
You should hear about the time she went roaming the streets of Berlin at night with a knife, slitting the throats of families, including children, babies, and the elderly. She's killed children, you guys. She even rapes people. She's just like Luffy. There is no other way to describe this than terrorist propaganda. Not only is he platforming terrorist propaganda, right, uncritically, he's participating in it. He's enhancing it. He is not just a conduit. He is an active participant who's disseminating it to more and more people in a way more consumable form. This is extremely fucked up. But why should he care? Their flag doesn't say death to fucking Turks. It says curse upon the Jews. Hasan likes to obfuscate on this and says, nobody cares when Sean Penn interviewed El Chapo.
Sean Penn literally interviewed El Chapo. Exactly, dude.
Nobody is saying you can't have difficult conversations with controversial people. You just have to ask them hard questions, guys. We know this. Now let's move on to everybody's favorite terrorist.
Yeah, I think something that would have been more constructive is if Hasan were to kind of break down what's going on, kind of tell us their perspective. Like, Goku Naro actually did interview people like in Palestine, and they kind of gave a more of an insight of what really is their perspective, and I think that's where Hasan fails to do. He wants to make it more of a puff piece rather than something that's more constructive, and also kind of deconstruct a lot of the issues that go on.
Organization, our friends in the north, it's Hezbollah. Where do I even begin? Thousands of civilians have been killed globally from their terrorist acts, car bombs, and suicide attacks. They even assassinated the Lebanese prime minister. They've hijacked civilian airplanes. They've shot 15,000 rockets into civilian centers. And if you can imagine, that's not even the worst things they've done. They participated in the slaughter of over 500,000 Syrian civilians. They helped a dictator, Bashar Assad, stay in power. They indiscriminately bombed over civilian centers, and they killed hundreds of thousands of civilians in what can only be described as a genocide. They are a designated terrorist group by the US, by the EU, and, oh yeah, the entire Arab League, which gave them that status after their participation in the Syrian genocide. In short, nobody likes them. Well, there is one person.
Hezbollah is a paramilitary organization.
Do you like them or no?
They are a terrorist organization. Like they're designated. They are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
I do not like them then.
Well, like
I like what you like.
I don't have an issue with them, let's just say.
This is Hezbollah's leader, Hasan Nasrallah. According to Hasan Piker, this guy is a brilliant freedom fighter. But before we get into that, let's see how he feels about Jewish people. Here are some choice quotes from
Hasan
leader,
stick
Hasan
to each
Nasrallah.
other.
According to Shaul Shai, Hasan Nasrallah said in a speech delivered in Beirut, what do the Jews want? They want security and money. Throughout history, the Jews have been Allah's most cowardly and avaricious creatures. If you look all over the world, you will find no one more miserly or greedy than they are.
I don't have an issue with them.
If we search the entire world for a person more cowardly, despicable, weak, and feeble in psyche, mind, ideology, and religion, we would not find anyone like the Jew. Notice, I do not say Israeli.
I don't have an issue with them.
If Jews all gathered in Israel, it will save us the trouble of going after them worldwide. The history of Jews has proven that, regardless of the Zionist proposal, they are a people who are evil in their ideas. The state of the grandsons of apes and pigs, the Zionist Jew, the murderers of the prophet. The Jews invented the legend of the Nazi atrocities.
I don't have an issue with them. I can't believe I'm calling Nasrallah base. I mean, listen.
Israel used to be a tool at the hands of the British. Yeah, like I said, all this stuff is like in the gray area.
Listen. You have to remember something, okay? A lot of these dudes, you see them in their fucking fits, and you hear about like some of their attitudes about like gay people, for example, and you immediately fucking resort to Orientalist perspectives, not realizing that these motherfuckers are better read than you by a million. Okay? Like it's not a broken clock situation.
Hasan,
no, dude.
come on.
Half of these dudes literally get educated in America and in the UK. What the fuck are you guys talking about?
The more you learn,
this is why it's Orientalist. To literally look at these dudes and go, oh no, they're fucking barbaric baboons, and like sometimes they get this shit right. No, dude, he knows. It's crazy. He's read more books than you could ever imagine. Knowledge. And also, ultimately, he is regarded as a pretty brilliant person in terms of like everything that he's done. You might not agree with his methods.
Hasan, what are you doing, bro?
Overall, in terms of like, his opinions on
is that fish in the
like that. But ultimately, this motherfucker has read a shit ton of books.
Knowledge. I feel I've shown you guys enough evidence that Hezbollah is an evil terrorist organization, but have you considered this?
What you meant to say is Hezbollah is Muslim, okay? That's what you meant to say. What you meant to say is they're Muslim. So, of course, as they're Muslim, it's different.
If you're wondering why Hasan's audience is so radicalized, it's because of stuff like this.
Israel, America's greatest ally, the most important country in the world, most moral nation, the most moral democracy on the planet, is ruthlessly and mercilessly bombing southern Lebanon, including southern Beirut.
What did Lebanon do?
They just kind of were there. They happen to be Israel's neighbor.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Even as someone who's critical of Israel, this retelling is fucking insane.
They just kind of were there.
Hezbollah started launching rockets into Israel hours after the October 7th raid began. They launched 12,000 rockets, killed nearly 100 people, including 12 children, and displaced 250,000 Israelis from northern Israel. That's what caused them to respond.
What did Lebanon do?
Shit. Why did he ask that? What do I say? Do I tell him the real reason? No, my audience will kill me for being a Zionist.
Ethan, bro, what are you doing?
They just kind of were there. Hell yeah, another slick political saved by boots on the ground, Hasan Piker. Damn, I'm good.
Even as a pro-Palestine activist, how does lying about this serve your agenda? All it does is further radicalize people. It removes any nuance, and it avoids any criticism for his team. And this is what continues to drive this conflict on forever. Hasan is dedicated to pleasing his radical audience, even at the price of knowingly lying to them for TikTok and Twitter likes.
I'm a propagandist.
Or he's being paid.
Yeah, I do agree with Hasan does want to please a lot of this audience, and it could either be beneficial or it does damage, but since he isn't really truthful and he kind of has to twist his words and narrative, it does a lot of damage as well.
Which, we can't rule out. What a pathetic propagandist piece of shit liar he is. And now, let's move to Hamas, the catalyst for this entire thing. They're the ones that committed this horrible act of terrorism, one of the worst the world has ever seen, on October 7th. They are without a doubt the most extreme of all of these terrorist organizations. They are Islamic jihadists that want to convert all of Israel into an Islamic state under Sharia law. That's their stated goal. Hamas has been on the designated terrorist group pretty much as long as there's been a group. These guys have been suicide bombing civilians before ISIS leaders were even born. They fired 50,000 rockets into civilian populations and performed over 100 suicide bombings, killing thousands of civilians. Women are restricted from participating in the workplace and public life. Homosexuality is outlawed, and in some cases, of course, punishable by death. They steal foreign aid from the people of Gaza and repurpose it for military use, or they just sell it back to them. For example, why are all the Hamas leaders billionaires? And let's be real, these guys clearly are not skipping any meals. While the people of Gaza languish in poverty, these fine gentlemen are living in multi-million-dollar penthouses in Qatar. That lines up with leftist values, or, well, they were billionaires. Because they're all dead. They killed all, they're all dead. Hamas is a bunch of psychopathic terrorists of the worst order, and nobody would be crazy enough to defend them.
Oh, no. Bro, what was that edit?
Seriously? Okay. We had to make last-minute changes to this part to prevent it from being age-restricted on YouTube. I cut out the footage from Hamas, and I will attempt to narrate it for you as best I can. In this scene, an older woman is walking hand in hand with a girl who looks about 12, and as they're getting in the back of the van, one of the terrorists gives them a wave goodbye and says goodbye to them in English.
Goodbye. Wake up.
And the two of them smiling wave back.
That's crazy, dog. Dude. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. That actually, okay, that's too much. That's too much. That's more than I expect. Bro, every time they're releasing hostages, the next wave they're gonna be like, actually, I'm good. Like, I'm staying.
These hostages are being released at gunpoint by the people who likely murdered their family in front of them before kidnapping them. Hasan peddling this narrative that they're sad to leave their captors is beyond disgusting.
The next wave they're gonna be like, actually, I'm good.
It's plainly obvious these are traumatized victims who are scared for their life and doing what the terrorists are telling them to do in order to avoid any conflict on the way out. Oh, look at this sweet masked terrorist with his AK-47. He's so nice. Did you guys see how he waves goodbye?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. This is some crazy PR. They look traumatized as fuck. Wait, what? Bro, they look like they're chilling.
This girl who...
If you were, yeah, like I said, if you were to be honest, it wouldn't really be an issue. We wouldn't really be here.
Her foot blasted off on October 7th and then operated on without anesthesia or painkillers is so sorry to say goodbye to her captors. She's gonna miss their hospitality, like being raped and being watched showering and changing.
The next wave they're gonna be like, actually, I'm good. Like, I'm staying.
It's so obvious the terrorists are telling them what to do. Ethan, how can you say that? They look so happy. Keep waving. These morons forgot to cut out this part.
Yeah, that's probably one of the other issues is like Hasan downplays all these things. And when it comes, when it just shows up, he wants to downplay it because he feels like it'll make, his movement that he's trying to push look bad. But if he doesn't denounce this, but want to still, want there to be, how can I say this? But he still wants there to be, and I'm lost for words right now.
Yes, that's a terrorist giving them an order to keep waving. And she does. See how fast she reacts? Totally not a fearful victim of terroristic kidnapping. Anyone peddling this nonsense should be embarrassed and ashamed. How pathetic can you get?
The next wave they're gonna be like, actually...
Okay, so yeah, if he wants to humanize his movement, he has to be pretty brutally honest with himself, be more balanced when he views this stuff. Because if he just overlooks it and he's just making up stuff, yeah, it's just gonna be a bad look. Or maybe just don't even talk about it.
I'm good. Bro, they look like they're chilling.
All right, the Houthis is one thing, but he's not going to turn on Hamas propaganda videos and watch it on stream. There's no way.
Oh no.
It's getting hard to defend him. Freedom fighters, musical shit.
Here is a video that came out of how Hamas produces their own motherfucking sniper rifles.
He can hardly contain his admiration for them.
Produces their own motherfucking sniper rifles.
Let's see how long he can go without offering any commentary or analysis on this Hamas hype video.
Is that COD?
I mean, this is really what he does. He just sits, eats, or he just leaves the room and the chair watches the video for him.
1 minute, 36 seconds. Nice. He's taken his time to analyze and think. I expect nothing less from a journalist such as Hasan. Quiet, everybody. He's about to speak. He's gonna talk.
That's crazy.
He's done it again. We love you.
For goodness sake, dude.
We will continue killing your soldiers by our locally manufactured snipers. Wow, there's a little message for the Americans out there as well. They're saying artisanal snipers. So, why am I showing you this?
Good question. Why are you showing us 2 minutes of uninterrupted Hamas propaganda? I'm sure he has a good answer.
The reason why I'm showing you this is because One thing that the
Buddy
Israeli
Loco,
maintenance
what
of
is this
apartheid has shown
chat,
is that
dog?
there are no half measures on genocide. You either got to hit the full gen, okay? You can't do half genocide, a little bit of displacement, and then continue maintaining an apartheid state and maintaining an occupation, okay? Which is basically what America did back in the day when, you know, we were building America, Manifest Destiny, right?
Hold on. You showed this to us because of Manifest Destiny? What the fuck are you talking about? This is just word salad. I mean, he's really saying nothing here. So he has no good reason. Got it. Okay, fine. He likes Hamas. He watches their propaganda. But he's not going to deny the violent rapes that took place. That is way beyond the pale.
No.
There's one instance in captivity that we have actually gotten verifiable evidence on. Beyond that, the systematized mass rapes that Hamas dealt on October 7, not a single bit of that has been verified. And people still run with it over and over and over again.
Many young people who were simply attending a music festival, women were horribly raped. As I said then, I say today, Israel has a right to defend itself.
What rapes did Hezbollah do? Bro, what rapes did Hamas do? What are you talking about? The Stop Anti-Semitism account that considered me to be anti-Semite of the week has also been hallucinating rapes once again, doing rape fantasies once again, because they're fucking mentally...
Bro, you could still call out these awful things and still be supportive of your side. I don't get what you're trying to do.
Hamas has committed horrific acts of sexual violence and took
women and girls, men and boys slaughtered after enduring sexual violence. The deadliest day for the Jewish people.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much. So that's
shaking my head, dude. You should know better.
Like, I can't believe how quickly leftists go from believe all women to pics or it didn't happen. The vast majority of people, if not all, who were raped were murdered on the spot, obviously.
Dam Goldstein Almog was kidnapped from her home on October 7th by Hamas terrorists and was held captive for 51 days. Though only 17 years old, she witnessed the murder of her father and sister on that day and is now speaking out about what she witnessed in Gaza as well in a new documentary by Sheryl Sandberg, Screams Before Silence. In new footage, Agam reveals that sexual assault and rape was a regular component of the life as a hostage in Gaza.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
Hasan, maybe you would like to call her a liar. Please, go right ahead.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
There are dozens of testimonies from witnesses, most of who were in hiding and heard or saw it happen. And each week there's more stories coming out. There's a UN report that concludes it happened.
Doesn't matter.
But Hasan needs a rape kit from a mutilated body. It's so vile to deny the suffering and trauma.
Jeez, bro, that's a hard line.
Perfect. This conflict will never.
And I mean that it's like pretty
that
brutal.
Palestinian liberation and Israeli security are not mutually exclusive. You need both, and it can be done.
They needs it from a mutilated body. Dang. Like, goodness sake. If you think about it, that's kind of what Hasan is asking for.
Not while people like Hasan lie, propagandize, and incite hate. It's people like him, ironically, that prolong the conflict indefinitely. There's no space for conversation. There's no space for rational thought. There's no space for nuance. My position on Palestine is like 5 degrees off from where Hasan is. And to him and his community, I'm the devil. I'm a Nazi. It's delusional thinking, and it's destructive to their own cause.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much.
I'm gonna be real. I think, I'll save it till the end and I'll give you guys my thought.
God forbid you throw up the fucking green Hamas banner.
And now, let's move on to our next terrorist organization, Twitch TV. Sinwar, Nasrallah, Dan Clancy. Of course, I'm being a little silly when I call Twitch a terrorist organization. It's only a megaphone for terrorist propaganda. Dan Clancy has been the CEO for a few years, and under his leadership, there's been a few...
Bro, this was going crazy on Twitter. Like, Keemstar was promoting this like crazy, which I would feel pretty weird about, I'm not gonna lie.
Notable instances, one being reducing the premium subscription split from 70-30 to 50-50, which he reversed after Backlash. He also attempted to ban the size of sponsored logos on stream to 3% of the size of the screen, was also reversed after Backlash. So he's essentially achieved nothing. Oh, well, there is one thing. He actually laid off 900 employees. That one he did not take back. But here's where the trouble begins. He likes Hasan. He really likes Hasan.
Yeah, that's like a big issue, is that he shows preferential treatment for other streamers, and the streamers that do end up getting punished the most are the smaller ones.
Let me read you an excerpt from a recent interview Dan did. Not a gamer himself, Clancy mostly watches musicians or talk shows on Twitch. He particularly enjoys leftist political commentator Hasan Piker. I like the frankness and the bluntness. He's comfortable saying whatever he believes. Don't you think that might be part of the problem there, Danny boy?
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
By speaking what he believes, he should be on Rumble with the other fringe or radical...
Bro, what is this meme right now?
But no, not under Dan Clancy's watch. Dan has elevated him to the status of Twitch Golden Boy. And if you still have doubts, let this settle the matter. Just for clarity, Dan Clancy is the one filming and singing in this video.
Happy birthday to you.
What the fuck?
Happy birthday to you.
Bro, we're never beating the allegations after this. This is crazy. Oh my god.
Nah, bro, you do run Twitch in the low.
Happy birthday, dear Hasan.
This is crazy.
Happy birthday to you.
I'm cooked, I'm
Happy
cooked.
birthday from Twitch, Hasan. Happy birthday from Twitch.
I've been looking around and I genuinely have never seen another video like this anywhere, where Dan Clancy or any top executive forced all these poor sons of bitches during their lunch break to gather around in the crew room and sing happy birthday for Hasan Piker. How humiliating is that? There's also a small issue of Dan being a total creep.
Want to explore clips?
That's very nice.
And now you have a clip seed. Okay? Suppose you want to check out the stories to see what you missed yesterday. You click there, and now you're in your stories feed. Okay?
Bro, what are you doing?
That's very nice. That's also...
Okay? Okay. Suppose you want to check out the stories to see what you missed yesterday. You click there, and now you're in your stories feed. Okay?
Okay. That's very nice. That's also... Okay.
You know, Dan, I would have let this creep narrative go. If it didn't happen twice, roll it.
You want to see clips? Swipe this way, and now you're seeing clips.
Bro, what are you doing?
The clips, and that's the algorithm.
First of all, it's gross enough you're a creep, but what an incompetent idiot you are. You're the CEO of Twitch and you get caught with the fucking... You get caught with the girlies on your homepage twice? Bro, come on, dude. You got wife, man. Got daughters. We don't need to know about this. Don't want that in my head, bro. It's also a little bit disturbing considering, you know, he's these people's bosses.
Okay.
All right, so he's incompetent. He's a creep. He's protecting terrorist propagandists. So what's up? So what's the big deal with Dan Clancy? Well, what happened next is what really made me realize how corrupted and rotten Twitch is to the very core of the organization. First, let me introduce you to Frogan.
Oh no.
Trip to Home Depot and buy some rope.
She's one of Hasan's main moderators. She's leading great discourse like Ethan's Islamophobic for saying, don't kill civilians. She has zero talent. She has 100 concurrent viewers, but somehow she's always on the homepage. She's winning awards. Nobody's watching her. Nobody cares. Why is she relevant? We don't know. It's important for me to show you guys what an actual, horrible person Frogan is, so that you can see who Twitch is elevating. So let's start with this clip. Ludwig, a large streamer on Twitch, donated $10,000 to the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. That's a wonderful thing to do, right? No, not good enough for Frogan.
I find ultimately, like, if I were to do a charity thing where the charity thing relies on your donations, it should be something where, like, 95% of people feel good and are down for it. And, like, ultimately, regardless of what you think, that is not the situation here. So I personally donated $10K. Because I think it is worthwhile. And if you guys got some extra bread, I would recommend you donate. But I won't throw it on you, you know what I mean? No thanks. And some people are going to say that, you know what I mean? That's why it's the difference.
This is a cracker take.
Between, like, hey, I can put my money where my mouth is, but I don't need to put your money there. I don't need to enter a fucking debate about whether that's worthwhile.
Take. I know Arabs are dying, but, you know, I'm not going to tell you to donate. Do whatever you want. Me, I donated $10,000, but I'm not going to promote it. Just don't say you donated $10,000.
Bro, like, it's at least something. Yes, I just think this kind of way of thinking is nah.
Look, if you're not actively believing, if you don't believe in the cause, and if you're not against genocide at this point, like, keep your fucking money. Keep your $10,000. Keep your little chump change. Like, what do you want? Do you want me to say, like, congratulations?
Imagine being Frogan, a leftist living in LA in comfort, begging for her rent money on stream, and telling displaced and famished Palestinian children, no kids, you need to give that $10,000 back. Ludwig didn't pass my purity test.
Keep your fucking money.
But wait, there's more.
I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers. Distress, thank you so much. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. The U.S. military? Boo fucking who? I hope you get PTSD. Oh my god, I want my fucking Camaro. No,
That's the one that caused a lot of outlet.
And I hope you get no health insurance.
Backlash, my bad. And for a good reason.
Made the rounds on social media and rightfully outraged a lot of people. Here's how she responded the next day.
I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America.
Biggest mistake she's ever made.
I'm like, base?
The thing is with a lot of these people, they do have the ability to say what they need to say in a way that will get to you, that will reach to you, that will make you understand, you know, how, you know, like you said, like the military, they're being used and gaslit, but going after them and just, like, wishing this on them is really vile.
Base? Like, am I supposed to be like, I'm not walking back on it. I still fucking agree with it. Base?
The smug defiance Frogan is showing is only because she knows that Twitch will do nothing to moderate her, despite veterans being classified as a protected group in Twitch's own community guidelines. But wait, there's more!
Okay? $62.50. 9/11 baking stream with Raf and Capri. If we get to this goal by 9/11, Capri, Raf, and I will make the Twin Towers out of a stacked cake, and we'll make an airplane, and we'll recreate 9/11.
This tweet was the final straw for me. You'll notice the date is October 7th, 2023, the morning of the massacre, at 5:30 a.m. Pacific time. At this moment, Hamas militants had infiltrated a music festival and several kibbutzim, where they began their wanton slaying of civilians. Here's what she tweeted. Leftists preach and foment.
Yeah, just like the way she went about this is ridiculous,
In the Middle
dude.
East, what they're doing is wrong. It's not what she said, it's when she said it. While she's on Twitter celebrating, I was listening to the local news in Israel. Families were calling into news stations begging for help. Let me show you what I mean. The morning of October 7th, Israelis were listening to calls like this all morning long, dozens of them. Imagine reading this tweet after listening to this. This woman should have moved on years ago to another profession, but for some reason Twitch is obsessed with keeping her on life support. And instead of moderating her, they actually gave her an award, Together for Legendary Woman, in which she would get front page placement all year long. This is actually my favorite detail about Frogan.
This is such a PR nightmare, bro.
Streamer award, an award she'll put on by her friends, and then the next year, guys, she gets nominated for Rising Star again.
Yeah, like somebody said, it's like a fraternity club, Twitch, and yeah, it definitely is. 'Cause it's like the way it's curated, it's pretty manufactured.
You can't be Rising Star twice. It's up or it's down, man. In fact, you were never up. That was the problem. They tried to pretend like you were up, but you were always down. Rising Star twice. What's this, fucking Mario Kart? You hit a boost up there or some shit?
Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry, that was
Rising
funny.
Star champ, and because of her massive viewership of 100 concurrent viewers, it only makes sense that Twitch would give her one of the main stages at TwitchCon to do a 45-minute long segment. Her idea, that was Twitch approved, an Arab to Jew racial tier list. So the premise is who can say Habibi, an Arabic word of affection like baby or sweetheart. And this tier list determines who can say it. Top and most desirable tier is Arab. And at the bottom, the worst one is, quote, loves Sabra. Now, why does loves Sabra equate to Jews? Sabra is a well-known Israeli company that makes hummus. They've been on the divestment list for many, many years, so the activists are well aware of their status. Oh yeah, and Sabra literally means a Jew that was born in Israel. It also plays up an anti-Semitic trope that denies Jewish identity in the Middle East. There's this idea that Israelis are all white colonizers who are stealing the culture and identity of Arabs to make it seem like they belong there. Watch Frogan and her co-hosts accuse Israelis of culturally appropriating Arab culture.
The one thing that's like funny is that there's two types of like genocide, right? There's like genocide of real people, and then there's like cultural genocide, right? Like this is fucking funny. Like, those motherfuckers trying to take hummus and say it's Israeli is the most insane thing to me.
Dude, the fact that they have the audacity to create Sabra and make that look a state
What is that?
insane.
It's super offensive to us. And like that's actual like cultural appropriation. Like people get mad when someone has like dreadlocks and they call that culture. I'm like, come on, it's just like a hairdo. Like it's okay. People like white people are allowed to have dreadlocks if they want dreadlocks. But like actually trying to claim our food, our desserts.
Just one question for you guys.
Who the fuck do you think is making the hummus in Israel? Martha Stewart? No, it's the same fucking Arabic-speaking Jews that you kicked out in the 1950s. Yes, they also like hummus, and they like all the same shit you do. Because they are you. They're from your country. You kicked them all out, and now you're accusing them of stealing your culture. You want to talk about cultural genocide? Well, here it is. You racist piece of shit.
Those motherfuckers trying to take hummus and say it's Israeli is the most insane thing to me.
Hey, scumbag, here's a hummus place we used to eat at. The chef is from Yemen. Here's another dude from Syria. Does this dude look like a white colonizer to you? Would you like to tell him he's stealing your culture? Well, this is what most Israelis look like.
Dude, the fact that they have the audacity to create Sabra.
This is casual bigotry being passed around like a leftist talking point. It's exactly why people are saying that anti-Semitism is coming mostly from the left. And yes, I know this dipshit is also Jewish. Incredible. He picked up so many tokens, he actually became one. And by the way, everybody on this panel is looking pretty fucking
God,
white
E.T., what was that?
So bear all this in mind. It's really not a stretch to say that the Love Sabra bracket is a dog whistle for Israelis or Jews.
The next person is one of my favorite people.
Dog, this one was wild.
This is a good reaction.
That was a good one. That's good. All right, turn that up. Turn the
We all know where this is going.
You guys are missing a category for Zionist. That was a joke. That was just a joke in my...
Stand up. Well, obviously it's Love Sabra, right?
Yeah, it has
that's
to be.
easy. That's definitely Love Sabra.
She apparently consulted with the head of the KKK, and he told her, more subtle. So if it wasn't obvious enough, they pulled me, one of the best-known Jewish creators, and immediately put me in Sabra. Hasan, by the way, who's Turkish, not Arab, is Arab. That's the good one. That's the good one. The Arab ethnicity is S tier. Then Denham's jokes that we don't have a category low enough for Zionists. Once again, calling out my Jewish identity.
Dude, where's the? You guys are missing a category for Zionist.
And if it isn't about being Jewish, why would they put Ben Shapiro in the thumbnail one of the other most prominent Jews on YouTube, in the category next to me when he's not even featured in the game. Who's next down there? Anne Frank? Einstein? Seth Rogen? Schindler? Well, he wasn't Jewish, but they would put him down there, let's be real. It also doesn't help their case that both my wife and Ben Shapiro's wife were born in Israel, which would make them Sabras. So love Sabra, literally in this case, means...
Dog, this is crazy. This is a few times he actually sides with Ben Shapiro.
Jew lover. That sounds pretty racist. And what about the title? How Arab are these Twitch streamers? Hold on a minute. I thought this was about hummus. You know, I'm tired of these people gaslighting me. Haven't the Jews been gassed enough? So you're telling me you understand what a microaggression is, but you can't understand why a Jewish man might be uncomfortable with this. I feel like this is indefensible, blatant, obvious anti-Semitism, and this was greenlit by Twitch to appear on their main stage. How is that even possible?
This was such a PR disaster as well. Bro, I swear to God, Twitch is just a PR disaster for him.
Capcom, and Samsung. This is an example of Twitch management elevating a racist nobody like Frogan at the detriment of their own company's well-being. Why? After the predictable controversy this caused, Dan Clancy, the CEO, went live for the first time after 2 weeks and did an FAQ.
It's exciting to be here. Mary, thanks for having me. It's always a joy to do this with you. And we have a lot to talk about. And, looking forward to questions.
Let's take a look at some of the questions they got. This person asked, do you plan on addressing the anti-Semitism problem? Dan's response, permanent ban. Why do you not ban streamers that show terrorist propaganda on your website? Good question. Permanent ban. Do you care to comment about the ADL and anti-Semitism on Twitch? Ban. Why the fuck is the CEO banning people for asking reasonable questions about a relevant controversy they've been in? What the fuck is this? These are not even written like in a mean way. You are banned, just like the entire country of Israel. It had just been discovered around the same time as this Arab tier list that Twitch had secretly, without announcing it anywhere, banned the entire country of Israel from creating new accounts. This was enacted right after October 7th, and it continued on for a year. And if you're wondering how you didn't hear about it before, it's not because the Israelis weren't talking. Here's the top Israeli streamer's video about it, which is entitled, Twitch does not want Jews on their platform. He explains that they slowly started to realize no accounts could be made, and him and his fellow Israeli streamers were causing a lot of noise to get noticed. But Twitch completely ignored them for 5 months. When he created a support ticket with Twitch, it was straight up deleted with zero explanation. Around the end of the year, when people started talking about anti-Semitism on Twitch, Dan Saltman discovered the Israel ban when he was sent the code proving the block happened, presumably from someone who works at Twitch, and it could no longer be ignored. Israeli and American media started to pick up the story, which finally forced Twitch to respond. He also explains the block started on October 13th, which happens to be Global Jihad Day, when Islamic terrorists call on others globally to act, which he thinks is an odd coincidence. They were never notified in any way, and it greatly affected their business.
Dang, that's crazy, dog.
Dan Clancy in power, as he feels he can.
Like, I understand they were trying to do like a boycott, but you just gotta be honest, bro. If you're honest, none of this stuff would be happening. I mean, Ethan probably would still be mad, but if you actually are truthful, bro, there will be people that actually will still rock with you. But Hasan wants to slither his way into these circles so he could pull like a Trojan horse where he just says, I'm one of you guys, and he says, nah, never mind, I wanted to destroy and rebuild this in my name.
Try to sign up, it gives you a generic error message. It doesn't say anything to suggest that you're ineligible because you're in Israel. So when one of these guys wrote to Twitch customer service, this is what they said. I am really sorry that you are having issues creating an account. We have reviewed your case thoroughly and can confirm that, unfortunately, you are not eligible to create a Twitch account. As a result, we will be closing your case at this time.
Under the new increased scrutiny, Dan Clancy...
Yeah, it's like, bro... Yeah, it's just this lack of honesty and the way they're moving. It'll just continue to backfire. Like, goodness sake. What can I say? Like, it's just like a corporate move. Like, bro, you just gotta be honest, dog.
Clancy panicked and posted 2 terrible explanations on Twitter that were immediately community noted.
Yeah, I would respect it more if it was more honesty rather than just deflection.
How can Twitch say on one hand that they've reviewed the case thoroughly, and then on the other hand say it was an accident and they didn't know? This is all very fishy. A big media company like Twitch doesn't realize that their new account signups from Israel has completely flatlined? You're telling me that you guys didn't notice that? That's impossible. Then, at the same time, it was announced that Sneeko, Fresh and Fit, and the little Houthi twink terrorists were all unbanned and they could stream again on Twitch. This is like the holy trinity of anti-Semitism.
So guys, yeah, we're back on Twitch. Welcome. I know we had gotten banned or whatever, or we got suspended. But I went ahead and appealed it.
Oh
And,
my
back to the house again.
goodness.
So for all the haters out there that were like, you know, oh yeah, they got banned on Twitter. Hey, be mad, guys, because we are back in the house. They can't stop us.
They did stop that an hour later. All 3 of the accounts were eventually rebanned. But the decision to unban those 3 creators at that exact time... and
Yeah, that was an interesting thing they did. Why? I wonder why they did that.
3 of the best-known anti-Semites on the internet seems to clearly be trying to send a message.
And then it was discovered that Twitch's head of policy and community guidelines was previously fired from her job publicly by the British government. Why? She does not like the Jews.
That's right. Their head of trust and safety was previously suspended from her job at Ofcom for being too anti-Zionist. And guess where her very next job was at? That's right, Twitch TV.
Apparently she was posting pro-Hamas tweets only mere days after October 7th happened.
That's so interesting. It sounds just like someone else we know. It's almost like supporting terrorists is institutional. Hell, it might even be a prerequisite. Take a look at this tweet from Twitch's senior manager of inclusive marketing, Bridget Chermating, on October 12th.
Isn't this what, hold up, isn't this, bro, I'm kind of getting a flashback to, like, the old Ethan when he would make fun of SJWs. This feels like that, but for some time, Ethan was on their side. He got this fan base, and now he backstabbed them now.
People are posting screenshots.
Bro, this was your audience. How were you not aware of this? They were saying even this stuff even before then.
To them donating to Israel relief funds. Shake my head, y'all are truly rooting for the oppressor. Read a damn book. This tweet was made only 5 days after the October 7th massacre. The donations she's criticizing would go to families like this, if they were still alive. This entire family was murdered in cold blood by Hamas terrorists on October 7th. Bridget, who did these little girls oppress? How can you act so high and mighty for your cause and be so callous and inhuman for the innocents on the other side? This statement was made by the senior manager for inclusive marketing.
Yeah, bro, like I keep saying, gray area. Like, the civilians are the ones that, from all sides, that definitely suffer the most on this situation.
Is that some kind of joke? Is this what inclusion looks like at Twitch?
Is it really crazy at this point, after all this, to say that Twitch has an anti-Semitism problem? I think it would be harder at this point to argue the opposite.
Oh, Bridget, one more thing. Sorry, I forgot. Can you tell me the answer to this riddle? What's the difference between a Boy Scout and a Jewish kid? I'm standing by. Let us know. And yes, it's true. I should point out this tweet is from 2011. This one, however, is from 22. Sarah Silverman tweeted out, Kanye threatened the Jews yesterday on Twitter, and it's not even trending. Why do mostly only Jews speak up against Jewish hate? The science is so loud. Bridget said, this was the energy I was around.
Bro, she's defending Kanye? Are you kidding me? Nah, that is really shoddy, no.
When I work with 2 Jewish women in social impact, who are both senior to me. She's trying to make Sarah Silverman seem like some kind of Jewish Karen for caring about anti-Semitism. I wouldn't really care about any of this.
If she wasn't the head of fucking diversity at Twitch, what the fuck is happening here?
This is insane.
So with people like her deciding what is and isn't okay on Twitch, there's no surprise that you end up with these extraordinarily uneven enforcements of the rules.
Take, for example, this clip of the streamer Destiny. He was permanently banned for what he said here.
That community...
As for Destiny, oh my god, this guy is such a creep. Like, the leaks that end up revealing what he's been up to, ridiculous. Like, I don't really think he should have a platform because he just uses it to, he just uses it as a means to exploit other people, whether it be men, women, whatever it may be.
He's never worth engagement. There's just no point in doing it. Like, it's too, the risk of me, like, ending up getting, like, permabanned and my life destroyed because of these, like, inbred fucking disgusting losers is, like, it's just not worth it. It's just totally not worth it.
And okay, fair enough. If you're going to be consistent with the enforcement, then, let's have a friendly place, a safe environment. It's calling a minority group inbred, which results in a permanent ban. Okay. Okay, has anyone else done that?
The Jewish KKK brigades out there, just a bunch of fucking inbred hicks. Imagine the most inbred white supremacist guy you can imagine, okay? Every week there was another fucking psychopathic settler, inbred fucking douchebag. Oh, these inbred fucking douchebags in the background, dude.
Bro, you could say this without
messianic,
being like this.
Ultra-orthodox psychopaths that these inbred don't understand. Educated, inbred, fundamentalist hicks.
Calling us in the middle of campus, calling us inbred, that we have no culture. One of them grabbed my friend's Israeli flag in the middle of campus, carried it to a mob by the gate that were communicating with the angry mobs outside of campus.
Untrained, inbred asses shipped into southern Lebanon, telling us that we are all inbred and that we have no culture.
You want to see clips?
Inbred.
Oh my god, Ethan. Bro, though, Hasan doesn't need to conduct himself much better.
Clips it, and that's not necessarily the algorithm.
Yo, low-key it slaps, I'm not gonna lie.
is referring to Jews as inbred consistently throughout his career.
Inbred, ultra-Orthodox psychopaths.
Zero punishment. Hasan interviewing a Houthi pirate.
The Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
Zero punishment. Hasan watching terrorist propaganda with zero critical commentary.
They do musicals. They're very musical people. Are you being serious?
Zero punishment. Hasan threatening a sitting congressperson. This one actually blew my mind. When I saw he
Yeah, like this is the one I wanted to point out. So, yeah, like Ethan took this one out of context. Like it's not what Hassan said was right, but like the way the senator said was encouraging the violence first. That's what the issue is, that Ethan took this one completely out of context, and I had an issue with this one because I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, I'm not saying Hassan is right, but at the same time, the the guy in the bottom started it.
tweeted that, I said, he's done after this for sure. For sure he is. For those that may not recognize this weapon, I'll explain. Shinzo Abe is a former Japanese prime minister. He served from 2012 to 2020. He was assassinated in July of 22, in a stunning fashion that left the Japanese public horrified. He was killed with a makeshift weapon that the shooter had built himself, at home. So when Hasan saw this tweet that he didn't like, he posted the schematics in what can only be presumed as an invitation to someone in his fan base to build this...
Yeah, two wrongs don't make a right, but like I said, it's kind of like,
weapon and then assassinate this sitting congressperson who wrote a tweet he did not like. I genuinely do not know how he didn't land himself in prison for making terroristic threats. Zero punishment.
Let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist bloods. And this isn't just a Hasan problem. It underscores a disturbing trend among leftists on Twitch. The problem is, if you can believe it, these people are frequently making death threats and facing zero consequence. I know it sounds far-fetched, but I assure you it's very real.
Listen, I'll up the number, okay? 30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear.
Bro, that
yeah, like calling a hit on somebody online. No, that is such a crazy thing to do.
guy needs to get not gonna fucking lie.
It would just be so easy to just, it was so, like, solve all of our problems. Like, we would have socialism now at this point, right? We would have socialism at this point if someone just went out of their way and it would be so easy.
Thing that happens, I mean, like,
oh, Destiny?
Shit, if you live in Florida, I have an opportunity for you. If you want to earn $100,000, let me know.
Actually, Mike from PA, the dude that's stuck in the before image of a transformation story, did receive a 3-day ban.
This man put a bounty on a fellow streamer's head. This man should not be getting a 3-day suspension. He should be getting a knock on his door from the FBI.
I made this video.
Dang, that's crazy.
First, to stop Hasan infiltrating mainstream media. Hasan has been welcomed by many mainstream outlets. They view him as a friendly social democrat, as someone who's just trying to spread progressive politics online to an important demographic. But we know that's not true. He is not their friend or their ally. If you ever see Hasan rubbing shoulders with anyone from mainstream media, let them know politely, with all the civility in the world, what kind of person he is when he thinks mainstream media is...
Yeah, like Hasan in a way is kind of a chameleon because, like I said, he says certain things to some, shows certain things to others, and then they feel weird about it. Like, wait, what is he showing me? Like, I see what he's kind of displaying all the time, and, you know, it's whatever, but for, like, the average citizen, they're gonna be like, what is he doing? And, yeah, I could definitely see the intentions. It's really disingenuous. I would rather he be more truthful about it, but he's trying to play this game too. It's like a form of manipulation.
Isn't watching. Help them understand that his name should be associated with people like Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones, other fringe, radical, political commentators. Number 2, Twitch must be held accountable. Twitch has proven that it will not change by choice, and so it is our moral imperative to enact that change through any reasonable means that we can. Samsung, Chevron, and Capcom. Twitch has given them a lasting association with a racial tier list with Arabs at the top and Jews at the bottom.
Dang, bro's going out to the sponsors again.
We all recall YouTube's adpocalypse. It happened when ads were running over ISIS recruitment videos, and it caused a brand exodus. The same thing is happening now on Twitch, but instead of ISIS, it's the Houthis, Hamas, and Hezbollah. Dan Clancy's refusal to moderate extremists is the only reason for any of this. He is the sole person to blame. He had so many opportunities to stop this. Ultimately, after dedicating months of my life to creating this video, I am left with one overwhelming conclusion. Fuck this dude.
Dang.
I have to finish writing this paper.
And that's that. No, what do I think? Like I said, I had mixed feelings about this one. Like, I understood what Ethan was trying to say, but Ethan definitely had like a biased point of view. I mean, so does Hasan, But I don't know, bro. This just was like a wake up call, and just seeing all this internet stuff was like, damn, bro. Are we really getting ourselves into this like nothing burger of a drama? Like I do get it serious to some extent, but I'm like, damn. Like, what am I doing, bro? I gotta focus on my music. But yeah, like I do get what Hassan is trying to do. Don't get me wrong. I would describe him as I said this before even. I would say it's like the right message, wrong messenger, because I don't think he really I don't think he has like the tolerance in terms of his anger. I don't really think he has like the way to say things to people. Because whenever he tries to speak and encourage people or try to bring them on his side, they tend to get jaded and go to the other side, if you understand what I mean. Like I feel when he tries to bring people over to his side, he just like ruins it, and yeah, he definitely just needs to work on it. As for Ethan, I'm gonna be real. Ethan just kind of flip flops all over. Like he had no problem being an edgelord, and then he went SJW. He had no issues kind of dunking on the same people that he's kind of siding with now. Like him kind of going flip flop, flip flop. I don't know, dude. Like it kind of shows Ethan only kind of switches up when it starts to affect him, or when he sees there's a great chance to make a growth. Like he saw like the numbers Hassan was getting. He's like, damn, bro, I got to do some collaboration with this guy. But it wasn't until it affected him where he's like, you know what? I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna switch teams again. I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me. I think I'm just gonna like say like it's no contest between both of them. Cause yeah, like I got issues with Hassan. I got issues with Ethan. Um, yeah, this is just gonna make me touch grass after. Cause yeah. What else can I say? I don't know. And yeah, there was like some things that Ethan kind of got a bit wrong in a way. But it is what it is. Oh, but yeah, that's all I had to say. You guys could go watch it, give you guys your opinion on it. How much views does it have now? Oh, it's almost to 1 million, but yeah, it is crazy. Crazy work. I like the editing. The editing was pretty nostalgic, but as for content, that's really up to you to decide. Alright, thank you all.